You getting a preview yet?
Not yet. Now I do. You got one?
I got one.
All right, then let's hit it.
Got one on one of them. It's not coming up on tile time. This happened last week, but it didn't come up on mine.
Did you put your stream key in?
Yeah. No, I got tile time stream key in, but it's not giving the preview. Hold on, let me try to copy it and put it in again. Got tile time stream key in, but it's not giving the preview.
What's up, everybody? Just getting everything situated. Thanks for tuning in. Our guest, Jacob, will be on in just a little bit. He's just running a little bit late, so we went ahead and launched this on 8 o'clock. Hope everybody's having a good day.
Sorry, just a moment.
You're good.
Get this thing. It's making me redo it.
So if y'all want, go ahead and add up some in the comment section any topics you want us to touch on when Jacob does join us in a little bit, and then we can go from there. If you got any questions for me or Kyle right now, we're more than able to answer those as well. Right now we're just kind of, like I said, enjoying the time and shooting the shit together. So hopefully everybody's week is starting off very well. What's up, Missy? What's up, Cecilia?
Boom. All right. It's good.
There we are.
All right. Sorry about that.
Hey, got it all working now.
All right. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's day?
Can't wait for Friday already for me. So while we got a couple of these people on, we'll announce it at the end as well, but we were going to have our giveaway tonight, but nobody completed our challenge. So we're going to go ahead and kind of reset it. This is still up for a grabs. We're going to go ahead and switch things up. All you need to do is follow Groovy Builds, Skyline Tile LLC, Tile Time Podcast. Go ahead and comment in the section of our new post that we're going to be posting tomorrow with the updated date of when we're going to draw for this, and comment 3 friends. So that way that's taken care of, and go ahead and like the post. If you want to add it to your stories, it's definitely a plus. Be nice to get some more promotion out there, but kind of go from there. We're going to go ahead and draw this when we're live at Coverings on April 23rd. So join in, everybody. Should be a fun time that week. We're going to have a little bit more kind of walking around the booth, checking everything out. If you're not able to join going to Coverings, then naturally you'll be able to watch in and kind of see it all happen. So
you gonna bring the square with you to Coverings?
Yeah, I can pack it. It's a small
pack it, dude. If the winner's there, we'll just hand it off direct.
Even better. So heck yes. Bennett, good to see you. 360 backsplash is on. We've got a couple of our go times. Got Brick and Bones on there. So we're waiting right now for Jacob to go ahead and join us, like I said earlier. But right now, go ahead and type in the comment section if you got any topics you want us to touch on with him, or any questions you got for him. Any questions or you want to talk about right now, topics while we're waiting, let's take care of them. We just want to get this ball rolling. He's just running a little bit behind. What are you exactly working on, Kyle?
Basement bathroom remodel.
There you go.
Yeah.
And this is the one you said you did the rendering of not too long ago, right?
Yeah. It's going pretty good. We got the electric pretty much knocked out today, so gonna hopefully hit some leveler tomorrow and
hell yeah,
start getting it looking like a room.
Oh, there you go. What kind of brand of leveling? What are we doing?
So this is pretty deep. The room is like way out. It's like so when I set my laser up, I'm hitting the line at like 5 inches in one corner.
Jesus.
7 1/4 in another. So we got like a 2 1/4 inch slope across the room. So I'm going with some Latticrete Plus, I believe it is, which is good
Okay.
for 3 inches without, I think without an aggregate. I need to double check before I dump it. But I think, I'm pretty sure 3 inches no aggregate, which is pretty normal.
What size room is it? Like square footage, give or take?
So I'm not leveling the shower area. I dammed all that off, and I'm actually going to use the negative space from the pour to do a curbless, which originally
Nice.
we were going to do a curb, but once I realized how much leveler we had to dump, I was like, dang, let's just
Use the
bring
pitch.
the rest of the room up and then just slope down
Yep.
from that.
There you go.
Let me see the room. It's like 8 by 17 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So not super big.
Well, I saw your you told me about the idea of mixing it in a trash can,
Yeah.
So I did see somebody finally did it too, where they actually put a PVC on and off at the
A
bottom.
nozzle. Yeah.
Yes, and they had it on the rollers. They're able to pull it back, and I'm like, that is
Yeah.
brilliant. Like on a big old, it makes it a hell of a lot easier than a dump, because naturally the dump can get kind of messy. So I was impressed. Definitely gonna take that up next time.
Dude, I watched a YouTube video of a guy who did that, and how many episodes did I make an intro song, bro? I'm thinking about it, dude. I'm writing it. I'm in the
Do it.
I'm gonna use all these instruments. What does your shirt say?
Death to Cubicles. It's a troll clothing company. One of my favorites.
Fucking dope, dude.
Oh, dude, I love troll clothing. So they got a little thing that I don't know. At least it's available in the States, but you can pay like 20. I think it's 20 or 25 a month, and then 20 and 25 for another hat. And it's a mystery program, so they'll send you a random shirt and a random hat once a month. You can choose to do it weekly. You can choose to do it however you want, but naturally, I just do it once a month, and it's kind of cool because then I don't know what I'm going to get, and I don't know. I like it. Fun little program.
Yeah, that's fun. Little Christmas once a month.
Let's see. So it says, what percentage of your new clients actually know exactly what they are looking for? And then you have to come in and make any recommendation, design, and ideas. That's a hard one. So I always give my own recommendations, design, and ideas, regardless if they already kind of know what they want. Like, for instance, I had a lady that wanted to get glass tiles on her shower pan, and I said that's an awful idea. Anybody that's thinking that is going to go for a good ride, and I'm not taking the liability of putting that down and her breaking her neck in there. So talked her into just going with some normal mosaics on that one, and she was very happy at the end. And that's the kind of stuff. But naturally, you do have some that work with designers for me, and it just depends. GCs naturally will be talking with homeowners. They might know exactly what they want, but you can always kind of spice it up and do your own per se. If they're open to ideas, being the professional what we are, we can, kind of know what to look for and what would be problematic maybe down the road if they do it in a certain way that they're not thinking of. That's at least what I'm thinking. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, so I mean, I mostly do remodels, and I'd say the majority of my clients don't have a strong idea of what they want in there. They might have like a general direction, but you kind of got to guide them after that. Like it seems like a lot of my clients, they're not real up on like trends, and like I don't do a whole lot of large format. And speaking of, here comes the large format king right now.
Here he is. All right.
So yeah, it's like same thing. Like if they're trying to do something in the shower pan, I always steer them away from any natural stone or glass, and really I try to stay away from natural stone on the floor. Period.
Yep. Oh, it's gonna etch like crazy if you do.
Yeah, and marble yellows and
slate might be the only thing naturally you can do, but I mean otherwise, like you said, you go into marbles, it's just, oh my god, no. I mean, not if you're going to be walking in and out of it with your shoes on and scuffing things up. You're going to be polishing those stones left and right then.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't have like, I don't like design. I haven't had a client that's just been like, pick my shit out, you know, which that'd be cool. But
that'd be awesome.
Actually, I take that back. I did have a guy do that one time, but he was getting ready to sell the house, and it was like budget. So it was like, okay, it's white Subway.
That's all to say, Subway tile.
Penny tile, you want black penny tile on the floor, huh? So, you know, I guess I ordered all his shit for him because he just didn't want to look for it. But
yep,
I wasn't designing.
We're about to get a Floor and Decor just up the road from me now. So we've got them around town, which is weird because, I mean, within probably 5 miles from each other, there's going to be about, 10 total, but 5 from each other, 3 stores now. So I'm like, God damn, dude, either they're going to close the one in the middle and meet in the 2, which that would make the most sense to me. But otherwise, they're doing really good in this area and they just keep expanding. So
you're getting a 3rd Floor and Decor in Denver?
No, I'm sorry. We have like probably give or take 7, but in my general area, we've got one that's 10 miles down the road, right where there's 470. And it's called Park Meadows area. So it's 470 and I-25. And then 5 miles, there's the one in the little Highlands Ranch area. And then there's one now over here in Littleton. And I'm like, holy crap, dude. You can get the one over in Park Meadows. I've never seen one that big in my life. So they haven't opened it yet, and I'm very excited to go in and check it all out. So
what the hell?
Dude, I'm like a kid in a Christmas store. The other ones are smaller locations and like, you know, that's cool. But this was the first time I've ever seen a addition put onto a pre-existing building. And they just built onto this old building and wrapped it around and made this massive Floor and Decor out of it. So it's going to be awesome to go in.
Dude, you guys got Floor and Decors like other cities got
everywhere.
Home Depots and
stuff.
Oh,
dude, that's exactly what it feels like. I'm like, holy crap, dude.
We got 2, and the second one just opened.
There you go.
About a year ago, and they gave away a truck. I don't know if they do that.
Well, shit, I'm gonna be keeping my eyes open if they're doing that.
Go, because they gave away a fucking truck last year. And
hell yeah!
The 3rd one, which I thought was going to be the closest one to me, I got all excited, and then I like Google Maps it, and it's further than the other 2. But hopefully they're giving away another truck. I'll definitely be there.
Well, the one was the closest to me, and which is now be in the middle. I don't know. I don't know if it's the management or what, but every time I go there, they're out of every fucking thing. And it's like, okay, it just drives me nuts because then I waste my time to drive there. And now I've got to drive back to the other one. There's one a little bit more north, probably like 15 miles away from my house. But that one, they usually, if I need one bag, they'll have 30. So it's kind of like, okay, this one's well stocked. I don't know if it's just the area that's getting hit or if that guy just has no idea how to order shit. So,
right.
I'm hoping he doesn't get transferred to the one that's up the road from me now. Cause I'm like, dude, no, this one needs to be ran well.
Yeah. I got my dude at Floor and Decor. He always hooks it up.
See, that's awesome.
They'll be like, oh, isn't this bottle damaged? I'm like, what? No, I don't think so. Like, no, yeah, it is. It's only $7. It'll be like a $20 or $30 bottle of like haze remover or something.
What was the that movie Big Daddy when he's like grabs the can and spikes it on the floor and it gets dented? Oh shit!
I literally every time I see a dented can, I think of that. every time. I'm like, did you get this on discount?
Oh, that's too good. Oh, I forgot what they said. Which one was like down 10%?
Yeah.
So, well, Jacob's almost going to be on. Yeah, well, he was. It looks like he just exited.
Yeah.
Text him if you can. Just make sure he understands how to hop on, and then to click the link to get his feed working.
I'm gonna send him a message right now.
Oh. So everybody, good morning. Wow, someone must be across the world. That's awesome. We're getting some people to join us from far away, it looks like. We appreciate you, my friend. Any other questions right now while we're waiting? Shouldn't be long. He's trying to hop on at this moment. So let's just kind of float this around, guys. Have some fun. MGG, how are you doing, buddy? Just hopping on too. Oh, Kip. What's up, Kip? Kip's getting ready to go to that Cleveland Summit. That thing sounds fun, man. A lot of good people are going to that. You heard about the Odie Summit, Kyle?
No, I have not.
So they
What is
send
that?
people out there kind of to their Odie University. Really cool program, it seems like. So that way you can kind of get trained, coached on their products, learn how to install them the correct way to what they want done as a standard,
Cool.
certify you. And then while you're at it, looks like you're having fun. Matt just hopped on as well. Speaking of the devil.
Oh, Matt sent me a message the other day.
What's up, Matt? What's up, Kip?
Yeah, I used to do all 2-layer shower pans with the Odie liner until I switched over to like
Same here.
doing, topical membranes with the Flow FX.
Yep.
But that Odie wall drain, who just did one of those? Bennett. Bennett Flooring, I think, just did the
but then also RK, I think is what he goes by. What's up, Matt?
Oh, Ryan,
he did a fabulous looking one. That one was awesome, and he did a great tutorial putting it in too. So
yeah, that shit looks dope, man.
dude, I love it. I love those concealed. It's the way to go, I think. So I'm a big fan of them. Big fan of them. There it is, RK
Bennett.
Love it.
Yep.
Matt, while we got you on here, what kind of things does the Odie University kind of teach? Is it just necessarily products, or can you go ahead and answer a couple of those questions if you don't mind for us wondering?
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there's our man too.
What up?
All right.
What's up, Jacob?
How's it going? Kyle and Robert. I didn't know that was your names. How's it going? Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too, buddy.
Groovy builds. I'm like,
You just call me Groovy, man.
groovy. I like it.
That's what
Groovy.
everyone else says.
I'm like, it's the dreadhead dude. What's up with him, man?
What's going on, man?
Nothing. Just got off work. Sorry for being late. I was been working like I think I'm like on day 18 or something in a row, but I'm trying to start another job tomorrow. So
Jeez.
I've been making all kinds of moves and stuff. So I had to finish the job I'm on so I can start the other one tomorrow.
Right on, man.
Heck yeah. We called out the marathon tiling right there.
Yeah. Our militant tile style. That's what
There you go. There you
go.
Some dude said that and I was like, I like that. That sounds right.
Hold your corn tight.
Well, you do fantastic work. So we kind of want to start with your bio, if you don't mind, just kind of for the other people that might not necessarily know you. Give them your tag name, who you are, how you got started in here, and kind of go from there.
Okay. My name is Jacob Varela. I'm a third generation tile contractor. I'm the youngest of 8 children and mixed my first bucket of thin set when I was about 5 years old. I was as tall as the drill. It gave me a bloody nose,
Yeah.
So I would say I was doing a man's work, journeyman helper by the age of 12. I was a journeyman tile setter by the time I was the age of 19. I'm 33 now.
Okay.
Nice.
I would say I'm at the level I'm at now when I was 25.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
Beautiful. When did you start kind of switching over to these large formats? Because that's where we're checking out your feed, and obviously it looks like you're tackling a lot of those right now, and your setups are gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. When I saw other people doing it, and I was like, well, there's no one smarter than me, so I can figure this shit out.
Cheers to that. Hell yeah.
I meant smarter, more capable. They may have the skills that they're more experienced, but I feel like if I put my mind to it, I can figure anything out.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So do you steer the clients towards the large format, or is that just
yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I manipulate the situation to basically have it. So, and what I always tell everyone is that if it's not good enough for my portfolio, and I always get people asking me to do backsplashes and all that kind of stuff, and floors and all that kind of stuff. But actually, I have a lot more people that work for me, but I'm not going to go around filming them and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So I only film myself, and I don't even have enough time to post my own stuff half the time. So it's more of to get me personally. I mean, if you have something else you need done, yeah, I can have one of my guys do it. But if you want me personally, you're gonna have to do what I want, the way I want it. and it's my way or the highway. If not, you get Jose A or Jose B.
There you
Right
go.
on,
There
man.
you go.
I like that, dude.
And I don't mean that as an insult. It's just the truth because there's a couple Jose's.
Yeah, no, that's cool that you can kind of control the situation like that too.
Yeah, but my background, grew up in my dad he owned HB Tile in Huntington Beach. His license number is in the twos. World War II veteran, and he came home. Then he became a concrete contractor. Building his first house, he hired a tile guy to come tile his bathroom. And in his shower, when he saw that being done, he liked it so much. He was like, "Hey, man, I like this. This is cool. I'll come work for you and be your helper." And the guy was like, "All right, cool." So that's how my grandpa went and learned the tile trade from this dude who tiled his shower.
Love it.
Man,
That's awesome.
I think I messaged you like a year ago, like, dude, I'd be your helper. Because you just do such great work, man. I mean, and I love I don't do mud, but I'd love to learn. So, Well,
once you learn, it's really hard to learn, but once you know the way broadly, because there is no on this God's green earth that I cannot tackle and do to the best quality to where I have no problems with it.
Yeah.
So, but actually, I was gonna say is, it's just honestly that's what it takes, man. You got to go in there and it sucks to learn, but once you get it, you just get better and better and better. And the reason why I do it and I will never change my ways is because it's not that I'm stuck in dogma and I'm not trying to, I'm not scared to learn how to do new things. It's like, no, I've tried those other ways and I've done these other things, but when it comes to efficiency and quality, you can't beat it. Yeah, I mean, as far as once you master it, of course,
right?
Because I don't care all out of plumb, how messed up the walls are, the 2x4s. Like I hate playing with things. I like getting to work, being consistent, and being quality. So I just move right through the job. Yeah. I know that when I leave, it's gonna be tits.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's usually what I tell all my guys and anybody that's asking me questions as well is like, how do I get quicker? Well, naturally you start working with the same materials, not to say over and over again, but essentially the same materials. It does create more efficiency. That's a big key. You don't have to keep constantly learning new things if they're not necessarily night and day. You know what I mean? Of course, with all different companies, it's all different. So that's awesome. That's a good backstory, man.
Yeah. That's what Alex Hormozy says. He says is, he just reaffirmed it for me when basically it's, how do you make the most money? And that's finding your niche or actually niche. That's how you use that weird word.
Exactly.
And it's just you stick to what you know. And then just do that and then become the best in that particular niche. And then no one else can beat you in that and they can't compete with you. Exactly. And that's what I only do showers. That's all I do. I only do showers. I will do a backsplash for someone who I really like. The last I just did a backsplash right now for a customer who I've done, over like $100,000 worth of work for, and I won't do a backsplash for anyone unless I really like you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Or it's just like, it's not that, it's just, it sounds kind of like condescending or anything, but I feel like it's a waste. Like guys like me don't touch backsplashes, I feel.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, unless you like,
I mean,
it's just it's just,
if you can fill your books up with showers, why would you ever touch a backsplash? I mean, it's a more glorious project, and
like you said, it's a statement to your portfolio. Your portfolio is beautiful. It has amazing showers. You start doing little things here and there, then it's just the consistency of it.
Not the SD backsplash, bro.
Yeah. I'm not the SD. That's a good one. I'm not the SD backsplash, but that's a good one. I'm gonna make that website. I'm gonna take that. Yeah, because actually I buy I do tons of I have way too many, I guess, because I feel like I buy domain names for
Okay.
Because I like buying domain names. Just that's my thing. I own probably a couple thousand.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, you
Yeah,
never
I
know
like
what's going to come out.
California tile, and if it has to do with tile, and you want a website, and someone has it, I probably own it, most likely.
Don't you go buying
Yeah,
ours now.
so
You'll
I'm
never
probably
get,
going to not do that out of respect. I won't do that. Well,
No, we're just fucking with you.
your states were good. If you move to California, we got issues. I
Oh,
bought
good
my
game.
brother's domain name for his website just to mess with him.
damn, dude.
when he it's tough because I'm super competitive, and so me and all my brothers, so it's just like I told my wife, like I was like when we bought our house, I was like, you watch within 6 months, I bet you my brother Philip buys a house. No joke. 3 months later, that dude bought a house.
Competition.
Yeah.
So are your
Oh,
brothers
that's funny.
Yeah. Oh man, I love it.
Little brother, big brother.
Yeah, all of us. I'm the youngest of eight children.
Oh, that's
I
what you
have
said. I'm
3
sorry.
sisters and 4 big brothers. No, it's all good. Yeah. So, all right. So I got
Who do we got there?
8 puppies are fun, but kind of annoying. It's let me see. This is Olive, baby pug.
Where's Ninja?
Hell yeah.
Ninja, come here. And then I take my dogs all the time to work with me. Ninja, get over here. Come here.
Ninja the OG.
The original. Yeah, this is the original. She's getting a little chubby and old. No, she's only 3 years old, but she's super chill because I take her to work with me all the time.
Hell yeah.
And then I like continuity. What I'll say is but all my brothers in the trades. Like my oldest brother Johnny, he works for All American, the largest asphalt and concrete contractor in the northern hemisphere, basically. He's the #1 crew. He's kind of he's a badass. And then you have Jacob Varela. He owns what does he own? West Coast Tile and no, Suncoast Tile and Suncoast Construction. He's also a general contractor as well. You have Daniel, which he owns Precision Tile, and he does basically the exact same thing I do, and he lives like 2 miles from each other.
You guys ever team up on jobs at all, or?
Nah, we're a little too. My dad raised himself, so you have too many cooks in the kitchen. It gets a little intense.
There you go.
Are they on
Yeah,
social media
so
with their businesses?
none of them are. Only one of them is. You look him up on Suncoast Tile and Suncoast Construction. Yeah, he does like whole house remodels.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we'll check him out.
Yeah, but they're all tile setters though. Very good tile setters. Like they're as good as it gets out there. They all do the mortar method too. They all do massive custom bathrooms just like me. They're all, since they're not here, they're all pretty badass.
That's
Dude.
awesome. Hell yeah.
How
Your
high
little brother out there, bud.
Yeah.
How high was the ceiling in that bathroom you did like a month or 2 ago? It was like crazy tall.
Oh.
You did the ledge.
Oh yeah. That one was 14 feet. 14 feet.
Tiled to the ceiling.
Yeah, dude. I floated that in one day. I never posted the video just because I was so tired, and I kind of I stopped posting after that shower. That shower kicked my ass, no joke.
I bet.
So yeah, I floated that shower in one day. I added up all the mortar. It was 2,000 pounds of mortar I put on the wall that day.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, one thing I've realized is that the wife does not give a shit how tired you are. She still wants you to take out the trash.
Yep.
What's another?
She don't watch my Instagram. She don't give a shit.
Yep. As soon as I get home, I go into dad mode. There's never a time where I'm sitting down until it's everyone's at bedtime, and that's when we get a little TV time. And oh man, that couch feels so good at that point.
Oh yeah. That's one thing Yeah. How many children do you have?
Two. So I've got she's going to be 8 next Friday. Actually, God, I got that wrong. This Friday. Sorry. I did remember. We've got the party this weekend.
Mark your
But
calendar.
then I also got a 4.5-year-old. Both my little princesses. So we actually just bought her new bike for an early birthday gift tonight. So she was out there playing with it, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, I bet. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? How old are both of you?
36.
33, man, like you.
Oh, 33. Hell of a year. All right.
Yeah.
Are you 1990? When's your birthday?
90, yeah, September.
Oh, September. What is that? Like what sign is that?
Virgo.
Virgo. Interesting. Very interesting.
I'm a Pisces back in '88.
Oh, Pisces. 88.
Yeah, what are you?
A Pisces and a Virgo. Nice. No, I'm an Aries.
There you go.
I'm an Aries. Yeah.
Aries.
You know what? I never believed in those signs, but then like I read my sign and I was like, I hate to admit it, but that's exactly me. And I read my wife's, and then I was like, shit, that's exactly her.
Dude,
I was like, and I always,
It's
thought it was
funny
a
how
chick.
the universe works.
I thought it was a chick thing.
I never believed in that shit either. And then the same thing, I started looking into it. You know how like you only mesh well with other signs? So I started looking up all my friends' signs, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? There's something to this shit.
There totally is. I'm not sure. I don't think it's an absolute law. There's always the exceptions, but I think overall, I think it's pretty spot on a lot of times. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, a little spooky at times.
It's very spooky. Yeah, definitely. And then actually, I was gonna say I wanted to add a little more to my backstory because I told you about my grandpa, but I didn't tell you about my dad. My dad is an absolute savage. My dad, he actually at one point had one of the largest tile companies in California. My dad because my dad didn't stop going to school at the age of 16, and he always wanted to beat my grandpa because my grandpa, old school, they're men of their times. You can't judge them for how they were, but they were rough, very rough men. And my dad didn't have exactly the nicest childhood, and it was kind of rough growing up with my grandpa and all those things. And all he wanted to do was just prove that he was better than him, and he wanted to beat him. So it was, and so my dad, by the time my dad was 21 years old, he already bought his first house. By the time he was 25, he had 25 people working for him. By the time he was like 30, he had I don't even know how many homes. And then he was doing, like, back in the 80s, he was doing over a couple $1 million of tile a year. Beautiful. So my dad started with track work. Yeah, in the 80s. So that's like, like 20 million now.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, so my dad, like, he did, and when my dad would literally want no one to know that he did tile because he only did commercial and track work. And so my dad also has like these crazy connections where he was KB's Homes in California's tile guy. That's so awesome. Like my dad knows like the CEO of like KB Homes, and there's like a lot of like big companies like Lusardi and all these like major tile companies, all these things like that. They still send bid requests to my dad all the time, his fax and his email. It's funny.
That's amazing. That's a hell of a connection right there. That's awesome.
Yeah, like I tiled the CEO of KB Homes. I've tiled the CEO of Pepsi. I've tiled quite a few really up there people's homes.
That's awesome.
But that was with my dad. Yeah. So I think there's three different types of tile guys, honestly. There's three different types. First, you have your track guy, then you have your commercial guy, and I think you have your residential guy, your custom guy. And I think if you were to flip-flop them, they would all suck at first. They would not be nearly as proficient at any one of them. And if you were to put a remodel guy in a commercial setting, like, all right, there's 10 drains, 16 foot apart, float all, in the kitchens, float all this one day. He'd be like, what the fuck? I felt showers at the most a foot.
Right.
Yeah. And so, but I just want to that's how my dad looks at it. So like, I remember like if you watch some guys float like what's that called? Float a shower floor with one drain. The way they go about it, it's it's pretty just extremely inefficient. So what my dad did is he brings all of these experience with all of these commercial truck, all these things. He brings that into, the residential remodel aspect and efficiency. So my dad is extremely efficient. So my dad was honestly one of the fastest, most professional tile setters that's ever walked this earth, but also a really good businessman, which
Hell yeah.
that's one thing I tried to learn and wanted to emulate. And then when actually at the beginning of my career, I started with commercial work. I've ran, some pretty big ass jobs with a lot of guys. And one thing that I discovered is that I hate fucking commercial work.
I agree.
Because not only that, you don't get paid for 90 days. Not only that, you let's say you're kicking ass on one job, right? You're kicking ass and you're supposed to be out that Ralph's over there in about 2 weeks. And all of a sudden you get a phone call. When you sign these contracts, they're about that fucking thick. And so, and you have performance bonds and all these things. So you get fined $500 a day that you're behind schedule and all these things. This is big money stuff.
Yep.
So when you're doing all this, all of a sudden you're kicking ass on this job, all you guys are busy, and all of a sudden this contractor calls you. He's like, hey, we're ahead of schedule. We'll be ready for you in a week. You're like, whoa, I was supposed to be there in 2 weeks, and I still have another 2 weeks on this job. And then all of a sudden you have to make all these guys just like, he's like, well, it's your fucking problem. We need you here in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell. Like they don't like in big business.
Right.
Like people don't like big contractors eat little guys day in, day out, and they don't give a fuck about you.
Well, don't get it wrong either. I mean, I've noticed the quality between commercial because it's go versus a nice residential where you're able to kind of take the artist out, and enjoy the artwork of the tile work.
It's two different things, yeah.
It's two, and that, like you said, you're keeping schedule, and yes, the other one you do want to keep schedule because naturally time is money. But I have noticed that, and I kind of do both avenues here as well over here in Colorado, and it's fun when you get a general contractor that does commercial work on it. And he wants this, naturally his work done at his house. Well, then he goes and has a heart attack when you give him a residential bid because you give me a commercial job. Obviously, it's a lot more square footage. It's either more floors. It depends on what you're doing. It's going to cost them. You're going to make a lot more money because you're doing a lot more work. But if you're going into their bathroom and you're doing a master bathroom and it's just one of them, it's a normal residential, unless, like you said before, where it's kind of you're helping somebody out that's helping you. I don't know. That's the way I look at it. And they're the biggest headache because they want that cheap work, but they want it to look fantastic. And it's like, no, you don't get both. So, and for me, I don't know. I take pride in my work, so I don't want to feel rushed essentially doing it. So
I'm in touch commercial.
You are getting choppy. Sorry, Jacob.
Got the robot voice.
You were doing good back where you were. I don't know if it'll help, but you might have had a sweet spot in that room. Let's see what kind of questions we got. So looks like everybody's kind of on page with hating commercial as well with the questions we're getting from everybody. Let's see. So somebody asked, obviously you said the CEO's home you did with your dad. Have you done any kind of celebrity homes or anything like that you're able to without a non-disclosure agreement or anything like that? Oh.
Moving back in the living room.
Hell yeah.
Let me see. I did
Rob?
I'm here.
Okay, you were just
Yeah.
being so still, I couldn't tell.
Sorry, I was listening.
All right, can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me now?
All good
All right,
now.
we good?
All good back here.
He's
Hell
back.
yeah.
All right, cool. No, I did. All right, so my grandpa actually did Janis Joplin. My grandpa did. I'm gonna go through the generations.
Please.
So my grandpa did Janis Joplin. My grandpa did John Wayne, actual John
Jesus.
Wayne's house.
How about
And then who's the lady from Wizard of Oz? That actress.
I know
He
you're
did.
talking
He
about
did her. He did her, and
Dorothy
then
essentially.
Dorothy.
Hell
Dorothy, and
yes.
then my dad. I worked on the job with him, so I can kind of I can
Yeah.
ride off his coattails on there. The CEO of Pepsi. I personally did the CEO of KB's Homes. I did his house and his mom's house, and then
cliffhanger?
Damn it, no.
It was gonna be a good one too. I've never done any famous people's
Have
houses.
you? The only one I've done is a country singer, Dale Watson. He lived in Austin, Texas, and we remodeled his kitchen, and that was awesome. And actually, it was when I was working for my uncle Mike. He owned the company. He was kind of taking me under his wing, and we did it all through him. And then Dale Watson actually ended up marrying my uncle Mike. So it was not them two, obviously, but he was the
I was like,
in there. No, so it was good. It was good. So it was a good connection. So it was a kind of help me help you moment. So it was fun.
that's fun. That
Had to
sounds
clear
really
that
fun.
up real quick though.
Well, I live in California, so it gets a little foo-foo down here sometimes.
Colorado's the same.
Oh, that's so funny. But actually, at San Diego, like honestly, like I see a lot of times in the news like how they describe California. California is a lot more different than people think, especially like there's like 7 miles to the I would say from the 5 freeway, which is about 3 miles to the beach. It's exactly what you see on the internet. But I would say along that coastline, they're all kind of in all of LA, they're psychos. And then it's like, yeah, it's exactly what you see. And then once you go inland from the 5, dude, it's just like the rest of America. We're all normal.
There you go.
And then you see, and then you get like LA. Honestly, I will never work in LA because we all know they're all failed actors and they're all psychopaths and narcissists. I will never work in LA.
Musicians.
They're weird. You don't like. I will never work in LA.
Yeah.
And then you have Orange County, which is all like whoop-de-whoop-de, who's who, competing with the Josians. Tons of really good money up there, but the nose is pretty up in the air. That's where my brother works. Dude, he has nothing but problems all the time with customers. He's just like, my brother makes really good money. My brother drives like, a couple $100,000 truck, like lifted, custom, badass shit. But he's just like, he earns his money not only mentally, but it's tough.
Yeah.
And then in San Diego, I feel like, because we're right next to Camp Pendleton, we have tons of military down here.
That's awesome.
It's just like a lot more calm, cool, collect, and it's just it's just calmer in San Diego. San Diego, like I don't want to say like I don't want to like let everyone know, but it's like the gem of California because I've worked all over, and San Diego has Rancho Santa Fe, which is some of the highest real estate in the United States. So I mean, there's tons of really high quality people, high quality customers, but also a lot more down to earth people, in my opinion. Because all of my customers, like a lot of my customers, like honestly, I'm friends with a lot of them still. Like they all like watch my Instagram. They're like, "Oh, that last one you did was sick. Oh, I can't wait
There
to
you
do
go.
my bathroom." It's like, it's
That's
like,
awesome.
Those
Yeah.
are the best comments.
Yeah,
My
it's
uncle
like,
Chris, he actually was stationed in Camp Pendleton, so that I've gotten to go
Oh,
down to
yeah.
San Diego. It was beautiful, beautiful area.
Yeah, it's wild, huh?
It's night and day, like you said, because my Aunt Martha, she also lives up in Oakland, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's completely different up there, man.
Yeah.
So no, California's got so many different patches. I totally agree. So
yeah. And then like 30 minutes inland is Valley Center, and dude, you're like small town USA. It's like, because actually I used to play professional sports, so I've been to 42 different states.
Hell yeah.
So I've seen America, and the one thing that no offense, one thing that I discovered, because I was like one of those little kids who's like, I want to go see the world and all this other shit and blah blah blah. And the one thing after going all around America, one thing I discovered is that San Diego is actually, in my opinion, it has the chillest people, just like all the middle America, and also it has a combination of the best weather.
Love it. That's awesome. What kind of sports did you play?
I played quite a few. I played baseball growing up, but my main thing was racquetball.
Okay.
Racquetball. Yeah.
Is that what
I played
you did professionally?
Yeah, I played the pro tour when I was 21 years old.
Hell yeah! Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah. If you would ask me when I was a little kid what I was gonna do, I'm gonna be a pro racquetball player. But then I'm gonna tell you the truth. I went and played the pro tour, and I was like, this is a fucking dying sport. I chose the wrong sport. I gotta get out of this shit.
Hey, well now you're in the professional leagues of the tile industry, so that's
awesome. But one thing it did teach me though is that's how I base my life is it taught me how to become world class in something, and that is you have to self-reflect, always analyze, and always don't be afraid to change your techniques to get better. So it's all about, and to be a good student. And then also to get better, you have to teach it. So it's like, I remember I used to give lessons all the time just because I was an apprentice to, I was apprenticed to like one of the best players of all time, like back in the 80s, Charlie Brumfield, and he took me under his wing. He would line me up matches and he would watch them and he would show me. And he's actually a lawyer for Qualcomm now. He's a pretty famous guy. If you Google him, there's like tons of videos of him and stuff, but it's pretty cool stuff. But but if you think tile's tough, racquetball, that will break your body down like nothing you've ever seen. Yeah.
Oh God. I've seen some people take some hits with those and I'm like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah. When I walk around my gym, because I'm a member at a private gym to where it's like pretty exclusive. And if you're good enough, you get to go in there for cheap. But if you're not, it's like $1,000 a month. So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Country club.
Yeah, but when you're good, you get to do what you want.
Yeah, they got a buffet in there.
No, I wish. There's a cap of certain members allowed, and but when you're good, you get a little more leeway. You know what I'm saying?
Bennett
but it's just
that's awesome.
Racquetball's fun. Hey, if any of you guys ever want to, try your luck, come on down.
Put your money where your mouth is, though.
You think I'm good at tile? I'll change your perspective.
I'm not trying to take a racquetball to the face.
No, I'm just joking. No, actually, I misspoke. When I was saying it's $1,000 a month, I was saying I was in Seattle, Washington. There's an exclusive club that I was at to where it was $1,000 a month and a 10-year waiting list. Jeez. And you know what the craziest thing was? Is that it was in a high rise and they had an Olympic-sized swimming pool downtown. And the craziest thing is that I was in that gym and I was walking around and it was empty. And I went to the restaurant in the inside of the club, and the restaurant was filled with people. Filled with people. I'm like, no one works out here. They just come fucking eat here. This is the weirdest shit. And then the funny part, I went to the Olympic-sized swimming pool filled with kids. Gym was empty.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
The kids were all at the pool. Yeah, and then you walk into the locker room. They had a full bar in the locker room. It was like the gayest shit I've ever seen. All these dudes are sitting around naked at the bar, and it was just like
locker room.
Yeah, it was a bar in the locker room. And these dudes.
That's a
It was
setup.
weird.
That's a setup for homosexual activity.
I don't think it
100%.
was.
Just imagine all like the sweaty asshole you'd be trying to enjoy your drink, and you're just, God damn it.
But I'm gonna tell you the truth. It wasn't. But I say gay, it was just a joke. But actually, when you're there and you're actually like doing, you're doing it, like you're done with your match. You're sitting there chilling. You're all sweaty. You're like, some guys like, would you like a drink? I'm like, yeah, sounds great.
Pretty great.
I mean,
No.
but I think that they took a little advantage of that, and they were going more towards. They just got stuck there instead of going to the gym.
Well, it was a good excuse for their telling their wives. Probably they were like, "Hey, we're gonna go work out."
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty interesting, but it was actually they had a full stadium court inside there. It was wild. Like Seattle, Washington. That's a trippy place. There's a lot of money down there, but I'm all about, at the end of the day, becoming the best I can, but also getting paid for my worth. You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
If I
Absolutely.
One thing I would really like to do is I want to tile Kid Rock. Like, you know, they said like the golden shower. He always brags about his golden shower and shit.
Yeah.
I would do a hell of a lot better job than what the hell that shower is.
Kid Rock.
I mean,
that's
not.
down the street from my house, dude. Come on.
Oh, do you live in Tennessee?
I live in Nashville.
Oh, hell yeah, that's
Come
rad.
down to the second White House. Come check it out.
Ah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Actually, my wife has been really wanting to go to Tennessee. Maybe you can show me around. We'll go down there. We'll go knock on Kid's house door. You suck. Your shower sucks.
He does
I can build you a way better one. Because actually, I'm a design. Because like also, but what I'm really getting into is the design aspect. Because one thing that I really don't like, or not don't like, I don't like someone else getting credit for my work.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
Oh yeah.
You know that it kind of like, you know, it's like a ghostwriter. Like you put your name on the book, but someone else wrote the book. You know, like you told them the story, but then they wrote the story, and then you slap your name on it, and then you pump it out there, and it becomes a bestseller, and you're famous. I think that's what an interior designer is.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like honestly, if you walk, no offense to interior designers, but you guys are just basically collage makers who are pains in the asses, who take all the fucking credit. Like I hate interior designers, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the,
But I'm friends with all of them. I'm friends with tons of them, and they make me a lot of money.
Yep.
And hopefully none of them are watching this. But
no, I think you're safe. I'm looking through everybody. I think we're good. We got
All
a
right,
lot
cool.
of talent installers, so we should be set.
interior designers, like,
I had an
No.
interior designer hit me up asking me to teach her SketchUp, and I was like, "Nah, I'm not teaching you that. You go learn it on your own. You're
No.
competition to me."
I have a question. So you know SketchUp pretty well? How? Because I learned it about 5 years ago, and it took me about, I would say, 5 hours to make a shitty one. So how are you at it? Like, can you make the 3D ones where they're actually, you know?
So, I mean, I don't, mine are technically models. They're not renders. They're not super slick. They look more like GTA 5.
Yeah, I want renders.
So it probably takes me about 5 hours to make what I make. But they look good enough. They get the point across, and it's pretty accurate. Like, I don't only use it to show the client kind of what we're thinking when we're going to rearrange the bathroom, but I use it on the job site. Like, the measurements are very accurate when I make a render. So if we got to move a toilet, I'll just whip out the iPad, measure it on SketchUp real quick, and be like, all right, this is where it goes right here.
Hell yeah.
So that's probably my favorite thing about it, honestly. I mean, I'd like to figure out how to slick my models up into renders eventually, but
with the AI, I mean, it seems like, because that's where I think the next aspect is, because, you know, that's my thing. Like, did you see that last bathroom I did with all the LED lights and all that good stuff? Like,
Gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. That was the only reason I was able to do that is because that was the first time ever a customer actually said, "This is your bathroom. Do whatever you want with it." It's like the first time ever, and what he said was, I remember my wife came and looked at it, right? And he was talking to her or whatever, because like what they say to me and what they say to her is different. like just talking. Because honestly, when I get to the job, I'm all business. I'm like point A to B. This is what we do. Boom, boom, boom. At the most, I spend 60 seconds chit chatting. I'm a goer. I'm a doer.
Yeah.
And so what he said to her was, he was like, you know what you got to do? Because I was like kind of overhearing, listening, And he's like, you know what you got to do with Jacob? Just select your tile and get the hell out of his way.
Love it.
I was like, all right, that's cool. That's a good thing to say.
Yeah.
But it's just, yeah. So it was just funny, but it was just, he was like, I was like, I want to put LED lights in the niche. And then he goes, Jacob, this is your bathroom. It's your bathroom. Just don't tell me what you're doing. Just do it. Just do it. And we'll stay out of your way.
Not only you get to have fun with it, but then they get to be all, blown away when they walk in and it's completely over the top of what they expect.
Oh yeah, dude, I like that's awesome. And also, yeah, like a cathedral, like what I believe is it's like a cathedral, because when you're inside of a cathedral, what are you inside of? You're inside of a craftsman creation dedicated to God, where he's trying to create the best, most elevated experience you can to try to get you closer to the divine.
Yep.
So that is the aspect I was going into with that. And I'm going to tell you the truth. When you actually walk inside of it, you're standing inside of a piece of work of art that it is definitely an experience.
And that's how I believe tile is. To me, it is an art form. A lot of people, you get those ones that slap and go, and I hate it.
That's a tradesman. That's a tradesman. Yes. There's a difference between a tradesman and a craftsman. Those are two different things.
Yep. To me, it's I love it. I mean, you can have fun with it when you actually lay out things and you're, and the tile's giving you character. You can actually play with it. You can allow it to connect. You can enjoy it.
Right.
You have just as much fun with it and essentially enjoy it just as much as the homeowner. If not, I don't know. I think more, because to me, it's a blank canvas. I love it. That's how I look at it as every one of them.
I feel like
put my headphones on, I get my music going, and I just start rocking and rolling.
Yeah, and that's why we're custom bathroom guys, right? Because we want to be artists. We don't want to just be licking and sticking some commercial job.
No.
Yeah. That's definitely. But I think there's two different guys. There's the tradesman and the craftsman. But one thing I really do appreciate is one thing I see of someone who is definitely an artist and all these things is work ethic. And I really think that you can combine both. And I love seeing someone who's also dedicated to the craft, but also getting the art project done. Get it done.
Yep.
Just get it done, son.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That makes sense.
Let's not play around with it, because one thing I've noticed is, for me, and one thing I would say I'm, a little more like successful than most, is because get it done, because they're amped up. They want that, they want to take it. They want to take it for a ride. They want to show their friends. You know what I'm saying? That's like they get pissed if I delay the job. Honestly, because I'm a move through it kind of guy, and then I notice that sometimes if right towards the end, I have to go do this or take off to go do this, they're just like, we want it now, and they get pissed.
The kid on Christmas, man.
Oh, dude, I had a guy, I had a guy flip out on me not too long ago, and it's pretty rare when people flip out on me, because I'm like, I'm not exactly the smallest guy. So I was like, whoa, I kind of respect it, I was kind of funny, but it was it humbled me, honestly. I deserved it. I was taking advantage of the situation, and I do have other jobs going, and it humbled me for sure. And also that brought me back to reality. It's okay, this is the customer experience. They do want this. We are working for them at the end of the day. What kind of dog is that?
It's a big dog.
That's a big dog. Is that?
He's a half Malamute, half bull mastiff. You can't just tell me that he's half all this stuff and not show me to me. Bring out the dog, buddy.
Get the camera. Come on.
Hey, big dog.
Yeah, I'm a dog guy.
He's gonna try to hide.
Don't be shy,
boy.
What's his name?
Boy, Boz.
Boz. That's he looks his name.
Well, now
what up, Boz?
I have to get mine a little bit.
He's almost 12 years old.
I would do a show and tell. Start bringing the kids.
Right.
Yeah, I got this one. I had green beans and casserole for this one, and this one I was hungover the whole time. One's
Oh,
like a
too
foot
good.
taller, one's a foot shorter. I think that's happened with me.
No, I totally agree though. Back with what you were saying before, they get excited. It's their time, it's their moment, and then like you said, for me, I try to do all my details or measurements on Saturday so that it's not in the work week. Of course, it takes a little bit of time away from the family, but then that way I can go meet a customer. They're usually off of work on Saturday, so it works better with their schedule, and then I'm not having to kind of start a day late or having to leave early because, like you said, you do so many of those, it kind of rubs the customer the wrong way. And I don't know. I'm a one-man band, so I essentially work by myself to where I'm just focusing on one project. I always have stuff lined up afterwards, but it allows the customer to feel like they're getting what they're paying for, versus
Exactly, but yes, exactly. But there was just one situation I just had, I just had this a few days ago where I call up the customer, and we all have this. There's always those last minute details that you don't want to rush, and they're some of those important things. And that's like caulking around the shower valves. That is touching up grout. That is getting the grout haze off. That is doing all these things that change the whole, honestly, how the customer looks at you down the road. That because we all know at first glance you can get away with a lot at first glance.
Yeah.
But when it comes to actual quality of people staring at this for a couple of years, they notice shit that you noticed when you were installing that you got away with on first glance.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So
one thing that stuck with me was Nathan from Vision Tile and Stone. He said it correctly. I mean, a bad grout job can just taint a whole beautiful tile job. Then it kind of goes to that same kind of thing. So if you don't take every step with the amount of heart, you can all of a sudden make a beautiful piece of what you've called art into shit. So
that's a good way to say it. I'll tell you how my dad says it. He goes, a shitty grout job can fuck up a good tile job. A good grout job can save a shitty tile job somewhat.
Love it.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's true. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good one. But that was personal. He would never say it to a customer, and I don't think there's any customers on there anyway.
No.
Yeah, but I was gonna say is it's just also too the experience I had where the customer and this is the customer I did the backsplash for. We know each other personal. I've gone to dinner with him. He took me and my wife out to dinner. He told his life story is amazing and harrowing, and I love this as a man. I love this man. He's cool. He's hardworking, dedicated. He's earned his money, and he saves it, and he just wants his house to be the best. And he's a particular guy, and he's a dentist, and he's very particular, and he loves details. He calls it a craftsman in a small world, a tooth.
Hell yeah.
And he's very detailed, and I really appreciate that. And he was saying, his name is Danny. It's not his real name, but we call him Danny. Danny would all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, I'm redoing my kitchen, and blah blah blah, and I need a backsplash done." And I was like, "Well, I have the granite guy who did the bathroom, and it was quartzite." And I was like, "Well, just let me know. I like to deal with the granite guy Walter myself because they jump for me and they probably won't jump for you. So if you want him to do it, I won't charge you anything. I won't tax it. Just let me know and I'll call him and I'll have him meet you and I'll have him take the measurements and I'll have him and you'll pay him, but I will deal with him for you, on little side projects and stuff like that because I'm pretty cool with my customers."
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, all right, cool, because I did his entire house and mud set flooring, his master bathroom, shower, super crazy custom. You ever see if you look on my page, the double door shower, that's his. And so basically I called him. I was like, "Hey man, I hate to do this to you, but I'm not gonna be able to make it this Saturday. I'm gonna have to push it off one more day. I'm gonna have to be there on Sunday, Easter Sunday, just so you know." But he's Middle Eastern, so they don't celebrate Sunday. They don't celebrate Easter. And I was there on a Sunday and was pissed.
Celebrate Sunday.
Yeah, Middle Easterns, we all know. Normally I don't work for foreigners, but for him, he's a really nice guy. Love him. It's not racist, it's just practical. It's not skin color, it's cultural. they're
Right.
dicks.
Each their own.
Yeah. Hey, run your business how you want to run it, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Exactly.
culturally.
Exactly.
It's culturally how they do business. Because I actually have a friend who he builds hotels for a living, and we were at the track, and the motocross track, and he was telling me, he's like, dude, I've had like sheiks and stuff, like, he's like, literally, you'll build like a couple $1 million hotel, and they'll come to him and they'll be like, try to renegotiate the price. He's like, nah, dude, this, you signed a contract here. This is the price, blah, blah, blah. He's like, dude, I had long conversations with these guys.
Yeah.
And that's just how they do business.
Oh,
They like, oh, negotiate you one way and then this way. It's like, dude, it's just,
Yeah, no.
and then the guy was just like, dude, this is how we do business. He's like, dude, this is $32 million. What the fuck are you talking about? He's just trying to renegotiate price.
After
But now,
job's done.
Well, see,
but culturally,
what if it was the well, what if the tables had turned and you're trying to renegotiate and say, okay, we did a whole bunch of other work. I'm going to need a few more million. They're going to hold their ground and say, hold on now, it was a contract, So come on now, it's got to buy by both sides.
Exactly. So they're just, but no, I'm just saying, like, but culturally, they think differently when it comes to business, and they're not like men of their word. It's like they're kind of, if they get one over you, that would make them nothing happier, and they will tell that story to all of their family every Christmas or whatever, Hanukkah, whatever the hell they celebrate. I don't know.
Oh man.
I'm serious. That's how they operate. But I was saying is, but no, I did it, and then he was like, I called him. I was like, I hate to do this to you, whatever. I'm not gonna be able to make it this Saturday, but I'll be there on Sunday. I'm working on a fucking Easter Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And and he was like, why? Like, why?
Why? Oh man, you have to retell this because I gotta know.
Yeah, hold on, it's chopping on us. Oh no!
Damn it!
Hold on, you're getting choppy on us. This is the good part. You got. No.
Come on, old internet. Come on, internet. You're like 30 years old. Act your age. Ah, we lost him.
Damn it. All right. He'll be back in a little bit, guys. We're still on too, so this is good. What other questions do we got from everybody? I've got Mike on there saying, obviously finished work is key. Unfortunately, some can't do it well. Completely agree. David, the hometown tile guy. Awesome. Thank you for joining us, my friend. He agrees 100%. And then we've got Missy saying, my boss says the same thing. Nothing better than a job site dog. How cute. What's up, Jacob? There you are.
Oh, am I good? Am I back?
You're good. Yeah.
No?
Yep.
All right.
Retell the story. You got us hooked.
Easter Sunday. You're working.
Easter Sunday. I'm working. He gets real quiet. He goes, why? What happened? No, real quiet, like awkward quiet. I go, because I'm not going to rush a job. And you know how it goes. Last minute details take a little longer. Everyone gets their turn. I'll see you there tomorrow. He goes, okay, thanks. Bye. Hang up. As soon as I walked up, it was like, I made a video that I almost posted that was super vulgar and mean and rude. And I'm happy that we'll never see the light of day, because it was like, fuck this guy. But at the moment, and then like I calmed down, I got home, I told my wife about it or whatever, and she was just like, man, what a fucking asshole, like, because it was a little more exchange that I'm not gonna really talk about, but
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about it, and then when it's always about perspective, because then when she says it and then she like gets a little mad at my friend, it's like, because my customer is my friend at this point, and I was like, nah, dude, he's excited about it. It's not that big of a deal. It's like, he's excited and he has to wait one more day, and he's probably been waiting for this he's been waiting for months for this, and he's been planning for it. He probably has to push off the cabinet guy or whatever. So I was like, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, yeah, he was excited. And then I showed up the next morning. He gave me a hug because you know what? He thought about it too, and he probably felt bad about it.
Yeah.
It was like showing up. He's like, I'm sorry. It was like, we all get emotional. It's all good.
Yeah.
just
Bottom line,
like
treat others as you want to be treated. It's in the Bible. It's whatever we're taught, and it's no different. Like you said, emotions can kind of run wild every once in a while, but you got to humble yourself and realize, okay, well, I'm no better than anybody else. We all, not to say make mistakes. You're taking the time to do quality work and do what you're delivering. Naturally, if you start cutting corners, then you're not going to be the person you are today. So that he should respect that.
Yeah, and honestly, when it was all said and done, like literally, like he paid me in cash for day one when I showed up, and like, cause like I think I was like his sorry. He bought me lunch and my guy, and also I was telling him because actually like he doesn't know that like I let go my guy, like I let go my I let go, basically my right hand man that like probably that Saturday, yeah. And that's why I wasn't able to make it. No, Friday. I let him go Friday, and it slowed me down so much that I wasn't going to make it to Saturday because I let him go. I got to tell you the story. This is wild. Hopefully he's not watching this because this is one of the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
Tell me who he is real quick. Does he have an Instagram?
Yeah, he does. Well, dude, go through my stories. You see he's in there. All right, go through my videos. You'll see him.
Is this the guy that's been working with you for a while?
Yeah, he's my cousin's husband.
Beard.
Okay.
Also
bald dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes beard, sometimes not.
Yeah.
Imagine me in like 15 years. That's me.
Yeah, I thought maybe you guys were brothers or something.
No, we're cousins.
Okay.
Cousins, basically. So honestly, I love him to death. Hard worker. He's a tradesman. That's what he is. He shows up on time. He is great with the customers. All of these things. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I do is I definitely pay him extremely well. I pay him like $70,000 a year. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, and it's like one thing I would really ask for is don't make me get on you to get shit done. You know what I'm saying? So literally the day before, all right, so it's Thursday. We're getting late in the day. It's work. We look up, we know it's gonna rain. So I have my trailer in the back, in the front of the house, all of my tools in it, my badass saw, like for cutting large format tile. Basically, there's like 10 grand worth of tools in that trailer. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, all right, so let's go load the tools in the trailer. In my truck, because I parked my truck in a garage. So I'm like, all right, let's go take all the tools, put them in my truck, do all that good stuff. Boom, 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 boom. And tomorrow, the neighbor at the job, I tiled his house, and he has some trash he wants me to take because I'm a hustler. You got some trash? You can pay me to take it. So I'm like, all right, go take the neighbor's trash in the morning. So put the tools in my truck, clear out the trailer, take the trash in the morning before I get there because I got a few things I got to hammer out for the next job for the customer. So I'm not going to get there till like 10. So you go there in the morning, take the trash, put in the trailer, touch up the grout, and by the time we got to put the freestanding vanity in, I will be there. He's like, all right, cool. He shows up the next morning. He starts loading it's raining, not like kind of raining. It's like Florida rain. It's going whoa, like that kind of
Jesus.
Yeah, it's Florida rain. That's different. It's a tsunami shit. So, and he's like, dude, he calls me and he's like, hey, I'm soaked, man. I gotta go home. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm soaked, man. I just got done loading all the trash. I'm soaked. I gotta go home. I was like, as soon as he called me and said that, I was like, in my mind, you're an idiot. You're fired. Why wouldn't you just go inside and like go grout and do some other things and try to wait for it to calm down? And why didn't you bring a rain jacket? Like we did all this shit knowing it was gonna fucking rain today, you idiot. The fuck? But that is just one thing to go. Like that's just a perspective of how narrow his mindset is.
Oh, that's
he's there.
There was other shit to do, but he chose to
go.
He heard that you said to load the trailer. He was afraid. He was like, I gotta load this fucking trailer right now, rain or not. Yeah. Like it's gotta get loaded.
Yeah, because I have to give him a punch list because he has no like. like I have to give him a punch list just because it's like I have to literally text him his task every single day, or else he just can't. Like it's just you know what I'm saying? Lazy thinker, tradesman. I call tradesmen lazy thinkers. Honestly,
There you go.
if I connect A to B, it makes light turn on. Yep.
Yeah, he's not a head; he's a hand.
Yeah, but
All right.
it just drives me nuts. So basically, that's why I
Oh,
had to postpone my day. I had to hang a freestanding vanity by myself.
Damn.
Didn't go.
no,
It was
no.
pain in the ass. So got
Yeah,
delayed.
naturally that'll slow you down, especially if you think you got to do. You got an extra pair of hands that you don't have anymore. So, oh
But
man,
this is what I say is this is what I really like. What I'm looking for when I hire someone is someone who's capable of getting shit done, even though it's not the best of circumstances. Sometimes you have to just work around them and get it done.
yep.
So you do. So you do have a helper. Normally, you don't. You don't normally do all your jobs solo.
I did for 2 years. I did for 2 years. But I had a helper. No, normally, yeah,
Yeah.
for
So
about the year.
so you're hiring
So
in California.
what was that?
I said so. You're
Kyle's ready
hiring
to come
in
out.
California.
Oh,
All
oh,
right,
dude,
dude.
if you
Fine.
move out,
I'll
you
come
move
out.
out, you if you move out here, if you move out here, I will find you a place to live. I will build you a place to live, and I will
Uh,
teach you this goddamn trade. I'm building an ADU right here. It's gonna be the most badass ADU in the state of California. I can guarantee you that. I'm designing it myself.
Hell yeah.
is that your house? That where you've been doing all that plumbing and stuff that you were working on? Is that your house?
Yeah, it's my house. I have me and my wife. We purchased a home and we remodeled it. And there was a detached garage where it had the laundry unit inside of it,
Mm-hmm.
and in the detached garage. So I built a laundry room inside of the house. So there was like a furnace and all that stuff in this room. So I took the
Okay.
furnace, threw it out, built a platform, put a new one inside the attic, put lights up there, had the gas rerouted, all that good stuff. And that's
Nice.
where I met my good buddy, Jordan Moore. Big fan. Jordan Moore Plumbing, San Diego. Hit him up. He's a stud. There's not many big people I'm a big fan for and stick out my neck for, but that's that one of them. He's like a little. I met him when he was like 25, little shit. I was like 30, and I was like, so he was like the one dude who was a hustler, and he just really impressed me when I met him. He really saved me in a pinch, and worked till 9 o'clock at night, helping me out. And dude's super successful now. I'm very proud of him, Jordan Moore. But I was
Cool.
gonna say is so yeah, I took it, moved this thing, and then when we bought the house, we had the intentions from the very beginning of never ever living in this home. We were gonna rent it out, and I'm gonna convert this garage into an ADU. So as soon as we bought it, we started working on. So I live in an apartment right now, like a condo. Like I rent right now, but my rent is extremely cheap for what I have because we have like a 6 car. I have a 6 car garage with 10-foot ceilings, and
Jesus.
That's
I'm able
awesome.
to I'm able to park my crew cab 8-foot bed diesel truck inside with my wife's car and house all of my tools, and I pay like $1,700 a month.
Damn, dude.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah, can't get that in
I
Nashville.
Not here
that's
either.
yeah, that's called a unicorn. I'm grandfathered in because my dad being such a hard, savage, good working man, he actually has a lot of people who really love him. Even though he's kind
That's
of hard,
awesome.
he's an honorary man, but turns out a lot of people actually love that guy. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing: if you don't want the truth, don't ask John. He's gonna give you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. So that's who my dad is.
Is your old man retired, or is he still like running the biz, or what?
No, he's that's kind of interesting, but no, he's retired. And what I do is any job that he gets from me, I will do it for him, and I will give him 20%.
That's cool, man.
So
That's
I'm not,
awesome.
yeah. One thing I pride myself on is no, I'm a good son. I take care of my dad.
That's
Hold
the
on,
way to
this
do
is
it.
this is completely like random, but before I forget, what are you doing with that pile of shower valves?
Oh, I'm saving that. That's my
Your
proof of. That's my proof.
You're gonna weld all those together into some like abstract piece of art one day.
You know what? That's actually a lot better than the plan I had. My plan I had was just to have that pile keep and towed around me with me forever and tell everyone to look at it. Look at that.
Yeah, that's my trophy. My trophy.
You know what's so funny is that I have another pile that's probably that same size, but like an idiot, or not an idiot. I thought it was smart. I recycled all of it. I scrapped it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've done with mine. I don't know. I pulled out probably about 30 at least the last like couple of years, and I mean between doing demos and you get aluminum from the shower doors, and yeah, it's nice having that little paycheck, but it sounds like your idea of having the trophy, that would have been a hell of a lot better deal.
Yeah, it's just proof. Obviously, because I mean, realistically, when you think about it, no one's ever done as many showers as they think they've done. Let's think about it. Realistically, honestly, in my career, I've looked at it, I've done it. I've done 200 showers in my career. I'm right about that number, give or take a few. 200 showers.
Yeah.
So that's quite a few more than your average person. And then I think when you think about like most of your average tile setters, they probably do like 10 a year.
Yeah, I mean that's
at
about
most.
what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm doing
10 a
about
year.
10 showers a year.
So it's I think it's very interesting. But basically, I think because honestly, like I have enough work to where I could honestly not touch tools and just run the business. But my thing is, I feel like I am a professional athlete and I'm in my prime and I'm just going to keep making the best art, showers, everything I.
That's smart. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel more proud when I do the work too. Than like, look at that, doesn't that look fucking good? I know a guy, I hired him. He was good,
Yep.
you know?
On our last guest last week, Emily Lopez, she kind of talked about, naturally our bodies are getting, I hate to say the word older, but there's going to come a point where we're not going to be able to do what we're doing today as easy as it would be. So, I mean, like you said, kind of enjoy the moment and I think ride it out as long as we can. And shit, one of my buddies here, Mike, he was on here earlier. He knew someone that the guy still does it. He's tiling 6 days a week. He takes Sundays off. He's got a whole garage full of cars, and he's 70 plus years old. But he's able to keep his body in shape, and it gives him a meaning to live essentially. So I mean, I don't know if I want to go that hard in my life, but it would be nice to not have that limitation of you have to stop now because my knees are shit or my back is done. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I love it.
Well, one thing I think we all need to really focus on that I think a lot of tradesmen don't, because one thing, I mean, yeah, my dad was pretty successful in all this stuff and all these things, and 3 divorces, cancer, and a lot of things like it's because my dad actually got cancer when I was in the 2nd grade and all this stuff. But one thing he always says, he never imagined his body would actually give out because cancer takes a man a lot down quicker than old age. So, and I remember him saying like, when I was a young kid, he was like, when I was actually first learning the trade, I wasn't there yet. I was still learning. Like he would like take me to bid jobs and stuff like that. And he'd be like, "Hey, do you see how that guy called me Big John?" I was like, "Yeah." Yeah, I was like, he's like, "Why did he call me that?" And I was like, "Because he respects you." He's like, "No, because I'm short. And in business, you can't say fuck you or you're an asshole. That's why he's saying that to you." And so like my dad would like explain things like that to me, He's like, no, that guy just disrespected me. He's like, my dad was like, in business, people don't talk straight up, Jacob. You have to read between the lines. And I was like, because I was used to my dad, like he tells you how it is. It turns out in business, people are coy, manipulative, and misleading.
Yep.
So, and my dad was like, he's like teaching me these things, and so, but he'd always say is like, So basically, I just got to see what a tradesman looks like when they don't foresee what can happen in the future, and they get caught with their pants down, and you're not in the best of health, and you need things to take care of you. Like, thank God I was there for like my father, and it's like now he's good now and all this good stuff, and you know, he recovered and all this stuff, and now my dad's set, and you know, he literally, my dad's my next door neighbor. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so I live next to him. I keep an eye on him. I see him every morning. I get chewed out every other morning. It's all good.
Hey, he's
So
got your back.
oh
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So it's all good. But I'm saying is, you know, like one thing you guys always think about is retirement. So that's what I'm always thinking about. That's like that's why we bought the house. That's why we're renting it out. We're trying to live below our means, build equity in the home, have them pay for it, and then we're going to rent that out. And then once we rent that out, then we're making that additional money. And then we're going to like, do you guys have a Roth IRAs? Do you guys know what the Roth IRA is? You guys got to lock in the Robinhood. Do you guys know what 1099 is? Do you guys know what K1 income is? Do you know what the worst tax form in that there is? It's called a W-2. W-2 is the worst tax form there is. 1099 is better. You get to write it off. But with a 1099, you're not able to get secure loans as easily because they're not
Right.
looking at the net versus the income.
Mm-hmm.
So what you got to try to do is you guys need to turn your companies into LLCs. So when you turn the company into an LLC, which once you then you do turn it to an S corp. Then when you take the S corp, then you need to pay yourself through the S corp. And so therefore, when the bank looks at you, they're not looking at the net; they're looking at the gross income, and you still don't have to pay taxes on it. And that's how you secure the loan better. So you need to, when you retire, so that's what I care about. I care about my retirement. I think of my retirement every single day because one thing I know is I'm not immortal. I am not, and that's why I work so hard every fucking day. It's because I know I'm gonna get old, and there's gonna be a time when I'm not gonna be able to do these things, and I'm not God, and I'm not going to be able to have control over that.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I mean, I try to, every now and then when I'm feeling all the way good, because I don't know. I mean, I've caught myself just kind of taking it for granted, It's just natural to just take your
We
health
all,
for granted when you're
yes,
used to being healthy. But when you're sick, like when you're sick and you almost can't remember what it feels like to be healthy when you've been sick for a couple of days, So I try to every now and then go, oh shit, my back and my knees don't hurt right now, and my nose isn't running, and all right, cool, that's cool. I'm glad. I feel good in my body. So
yeah. Well, I think I just have a constant reminder who lives next to me. You know, who I like. You know, I'm
yeah.
always worried about. I'm always caring about. Always just with the multi-generation. Like honestly, I have the date like with the multi-generational. I know what I look like at 90 if I do certain things are
Mm-hmm.
dead. I always passed away. I know what I look like at this at a certain age. I know what I look like at this at a certain age.
Yeah.
And so one thing I've realized is that like people always like think about experiences like to work hard and to go have this experience. They think that that experience is going to change their life or enhance it. And I couldn't disagree more. I cannot disagree with more. Like you think going to Italy is going to improve your life when you die? I think that is the most foolish thing in the entire world. Like why wouldn't you improve? Like let's say you live 70 years and you going to see Italy is 2 weeks. So you take 14 days of you living for 365 days a year, and you think that that little blip of that memory and that photo on the wall at the end of the day is going to improve your life versus having, you know, taking that $20,000 and investing it and buying a home and then able to have the pride and able to live in something. And yeah, you had to make payments and all these things. And people say you're a slave to your home and all that bullshit. That is, I don't
That's
know where they
ridiculous.
got that. That is
That's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
foolish thinking. Then only that, let's say, oh, I want to go to Cancun, which is a little cheaper. So you take that $5,000 and you go and you buy the most badass fridge you can possibly buy, LG touchscreen, all that good shit, which has temper controlled, which has the filter for all the smells, ice, all that good stuff, cold water filter, all that good stuff. And then you go and you store your food inside of that fridge, which helps it stay fresher a little longer, and then it helps it give cold water and ice cubes whenever you want. You have basically, it improves your every day-to-day life, and that's something you use every single day of your life, which is the 70 years versus that 2 weeks. It's like
Yeah.
I just like I don't see how people have that correlation of experiences versus the quality of life of your day-to-day. And I
Mm-hmm.
think people just have it like confused. It's like, why wouldn't you take people say like bad investments are vehicles. Yes, as soon as you drive it off the lot, it goes down, depreciates 20% if you buy a brand new. But if you buy a brand new vehicle and you're driving in it 365 days a year, and that is your experience of reality in your life, and if you enjoy it, why is that not worth it to you? In my
100%.
experience. But yet you want to talk to me about depreciating value? You fucking rent, bitch. Shut up.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I used to rent before in my life too, and I'd much rather pay something and know that it's going to have a return later down the road versus just throwing money away is what it feels like. And don't get me wrong, some people don't have the option to be able to finance, and I get it. You know, if you put yourself in that position, you know, you got to do what you got to do. It's better than being out on the streets. But if you're able to, and you're just not getting a home, or you're not buying assets, you are just kind of, I hate to say it, but throwing away money, and you know, it'll end up biting you in the ass. So
Well, yeah, definitely. Well, also, I definitely do believe in, yes, definitely. But also, I think there's certain aspects and certain stages in people's lives where they have time to piss away assets, do this, do that. But I'm gonna tell you the truth, unless you're extremely poor, it's like do whatever you want, piss it all away, good shit. Like, yeah. But if you're like right in the middle and you're like literally working 40 hours, like 50, 40 hours plus a week to just make your bills, you're literally a slave in my mind. And unless you're at super rich and then you're totally free and you can spend money on whatever you do
100%.
what the hell you want, it's like literally or you can try to suffer and work so much to where all you're doing is just making money and living below your means, and you're stacking money to someday take care of yourself forever and your family's things. It's like, I don't know, because I have a legacy in my mind, and I can see what happens if you make the wrong choices. And it turns out
Mm-hmm.
we are young now, we're on borrowed time, and people say balance. Do you know what happens if fucking like life is fleeting? You are young now, you are in your prime. Balance is the most fucking bullshit thing I've ever heard, and that's something from who people work in government. Fuck you. Yeah, yeah. No, no, no.
That's why this
Yeah,
man works 18 days in a row.
yeah. No, absolutely not. No, we are on borrowed time. I
Hustling.
know. I know what we look like when we're old. I live next to him. I look at him every day. I take care of him. So well, I work hard so that I can take care of my family. No, there's
Yep.
reasons why I do what I do. And there's reasons why I think the way I do. And I have a good data sheet of what we look like when we're old and we don't do it correctly. That's why I specifically work towards ADA certified, showers, or ADA compliant, basically. It's, you know how many times I go bid jobs and people on fixed incomes, like, cause I specialize in showers. Like when you get a phone call from an elderly person who's on a fixed income, they need a shower. They can't stand with you in the shower to look at it properly, and they're sitting on the couch, and they have to take it's the shower's over there. It's down the hall, and they have to sit at the table because they can't get up to it and walk to it. You know, and it's and I give them a bid,
Yeah.
and I have a crazy discount, and they can't afford it, but they can't shower. The craziest thing that people don't realize is that showering is going to eventually become the most difficult task you do in your entire life in your day-to-day basis. You don't think that, and you can't imagine it. I have a video of my customer doing it, and I haven't
So many
posted it
things that we
yet.
take for granted.
Yeah, I took a video of my customer getting. I put a seat in and all this stuff, and I took a video of him getting into. He's 89 years old. There's a video of him getting into the shower. Not naked. I'm like, hey, I just installed the seat. I just want to see you to come check it out and all this stuff. And until you see it with your own eyes and how important it is, it's just unfathomable, like how important it is and how, it's just, I don't know. It's just until I want to get his consent, and then I want to actually get his son's consent before I want to because that is, it's just like I feel like that's the forgotten people is the elderly, and honestly, young people figure it out. I'm not really big. I don't really get along with much people who are younger than 36. Honestly, so I'm all about the old people, taking care of the
About getting
elderly.
old too is that a lot of these diseases, they'll happen to you before you even get to that real old age, is what I call it. Like I did a lot of project managing for this company, and we had one that I managed. The gentleman, very, very nice gentleman. He was retired Air Force. He actually, on this area, he lived on a private runway so he could fly a Cessna into the garage, land right in the back of his yard, walk up the road. So his wife had Alzheimer's, and she started essentially going downhill, and we did an ADA, bathroom for him, curbless entry, did everything nice. We were working hard, getting that thing done. Well, she ended up going downhill real fast. And even before the project was done, he ended up losing her. So it was kind of like we had spent all this time getting it there for him, and he had waited so long to get it done that it just never was there for her. And seeing that, it chewed everybody's heart out, because it not only did it affect him, but it affected everybody that was there. That we all felt that we failed, even though we were ahead of schedule. We didn't get to deliver the bathroom they wanted, and now he's got a bathroom that it's set up for him later down the road, but it wasn't what he had intended on. And and it wasn't anyone's fault. It just naturally eats at you. So I totally relate to that story of what you're saying. You take those things for granted so easily.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, that relates into another story. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel exactly what you're saying, because actually, that's how I met my wife. My wife, during COVID, we were all super busy. Everyone was home, so I was booked out 6 months. And actually, my dad did bid this job, and he planned on doing it. My dad has probably done a total of 3 showers in the past 6 years. You have to be really, really awesome for my dad to do your shower. So, but that's how awesome these people were. He liked them so much. So my dad went and bid the job in Carlsbad, not too far from me, right next to the beach. And he did the job. He was going to get the job started, but then my dad's health took a decline and he wasn't able to do it. So it got put on my schedule, and my schedule was 6 months out. And so I was 6 months out. And then all of a sudden they're like, okay, we really like you. We'll just wait. And it was for a man who was in a wheelchair, and they needed it converted from a tub into a walk-in shower, wheelchair accessible, curbless entry. And all of a sudden we get a phone call. My dad gets a phone call 3 months into it about how the customer who it was for, the husband, passed away. And I remember the phone call I got. My dad calls me. He's like, "You'll never guess what happened." I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "The customer just called me. Her husband passed away." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, she was bawling her eyes out and all this stuff." And my dad's not the best with these kind of things. And I was like, "Okay." My dad's like, I'm like, "So you're just gonna cancel the contract? Like, that's fine. Like, whatever they want." And I'm like, "Whatever they want." My dad's like, "Should we cancel the contract?" I'm like, whatever they want. I'm like, "Whatever they want, just give it to them. Whatever they want, give it to them." Mm-hmm. And then so he was just like, I guess they still want to go through with it. I was like, he's like, I think we need to get to it now. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do. Oh, so I'm like, oh, Dad, I'm playing third party, like the game of telephone here. I can't really, I'm not sure. I'll get to it when I get to it unless you say something different. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
So playing a game of telephone. Finally, I get there. I get there, and I go to. My dad gets a hair up his ass. 5.5 months later, my dad goes and starts demoing the job. 5.5 months. So 2.5 months passes by, and he gets so antsy. He's like, "I'm gonna go demo the shower." We're making it curbless. Turns out the whole thing for tearing out the concrete to make it curbless, he had to tear. It was 18 inches thick on this side of the tub. 18 inches thick.
Wow.
So I call it old man the sea. You just never know when your greatest adversary is gonna pop up, you know? So 18 inches thick. So my dad was just like for fucking 2 days.
18 inches.
18 inches. And we never found the bottom.
You just got down 18 inches and they're like, that's it. Fuck it. We're not breaking out anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, we can pour some sand and do it and do all this stuff. You know. But if the California State Board is listening, we did get down to 2 inches and we did do all that good stuff. So
no, they're not. You're good.
Yeah. So, but that's what happened. And then what happened was then definitely, so we get going. I go take over the job. It's all going. And they decided to go through it and all that good stuff. And then next thing you know, I was actually talking to the customer. My dad was telling me how recently she lost 60 pounds. And I was like, oh, you did? And I lost 60 pounds because I used to be a chubby mofo. So I was like, because I'm not really that personable with customers sometimes. So I go, oh, Pam. Her name is Pam. I heard you lost 60 pounds. That's awesome. And then she's like talking to me about some stuff in the garage. And then next thing you know, it's like, I was telling her about my Instagram. I was like, oh, you should check out my Instagram. This is back when I had 500 followers. Big 5-0. Oh
yeah.
500. I was big time. So, and then she was like, oh, my daughter actually teaches Instagram classes. You should talk to her about it. And I was like, I will. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, what the hell is Instagram classes? So I go, and next thing I know, and then time goes by, and I finally catch the daughter. I'm like, hey, you teach Instagram classes? What the hell is there? What do you teach on Instagram? You just post, like, you know, like, what is there to learn on Instagram? You know,
right.
Like, what could there be? And, you know, fast forward a little bit of time, but that's actually my wife. I married my, you know, customer's daughter and all that good stuff. So I think that everything happens for a reason. So I'm not exactly sure what that reason was and why you went through that, but I think everything happens for a reason, in my particular opinion, based on that.
Oh, completely. Now, and that goes back to like how I live my life, like I told you before, treat others as you want to be treated. And God forbid something happens to me. I've got a wife inside. I got 2 kids, 2 daughters. I want them to be treated the same way. So I mean, for me, naturally, if it snows outside, I'm going to be outside. My neighbor's 78 years old. I'm out there. I'm doing her driveway. It's just, you know, I don't expect anything from it. It's the right thing to do. If I wasn't here, I'd hope somebody would step up and do the same for my wife. You know, it's just, we've got, like you said, we're at the age where we can do these things, and why wouldn't we? So.
Yeah, I think the young needs to be more protective of the old, and the old needs to be a little tougher on the young. I think a lot of the thing was,
I agree.
Everyone wanted to raise their children to where they didn't have it as hard as them. Well,
yeah,
we can all admit, the hard times are what created your character, your discipline, and your grit. It's one thing I can honestly say is my father, when he saw me go through my hard times, it killed him. I've seen my father cry because the pain I was in. Guess what? Don't save him. Let him suffer. It's hard to do, easier said than done. Yeah. I don't have children, but I saw my father do it to me, and he literally felt my hurt, and he still did it to me anyway. Or let me go through it, you know? Because man, you gotta let him learn, man. You gotta let him learn.
I grew up with spankings, and I mean, even with my kids today, I mean, everything's this gentle parenting, and finally we came to the point where me and my wife, we were talking about it, and I said, you know, I get it. You don't want to spank them, but they still need to know structure. They need to know what's right and wrong. They need to know these rules. They can't always just, I said, if we're not going to embed it into them, they're going to go out into the world. And that's, I think, what we see a lot right now is all these crazy stories you hear out there in the world. It's because they didn't have that parent figure that was honestly on them to where teaching them right and wrong at home. They had to kind of think in their mind, and God forbid these little things are blown out of proportion. And now, their whole world is crushed. So it's kind of, I don't know. I completely agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm not sure. Yeah, you guys. I'm sure you guys listen to Joe Rogan. He says, yeah, exactly what you're saying. Like, it would to think about the worst thing that's ever happened to you in life and how much stress that caused you. Well, if you've never had any pressure put on you, and it may seem insignificant to you, literally that's the same thing. So your threshold's just way further, but it's just you have to think for these really coddled children, it's just way further back. And they may seem like they're interacting inappropriately, but it's just because they've never put any pressure on them.
Exactly
So
right.
I think that's
exactly right.
Yeah. So I think that's very interesting. But I have no children. So you have how many children?
I got 2. My wife's a kindergarten
2.
teacher, so she's got about 19 in her class. And then, like I said, a lot of them she sees is essentially raised the same way. So there's some days where she's the Arnold Schwarzenegger in Kindergarten Cop and shut up. But it just happens.
That's fine. That's awesome. Kyle, do you have any kids?
No, man, just my dog.
Just my dog.
I got some chickens too. I'm
yeah. Are you still vegan or what?
No, man. I ate that chicken. You saw that chicken I ate now.
I'm gonna tell you too.
Actually, I'm gonna eat some of these chickens I got in the backyard too.
Oh shit! This guy. I'm gonna tell you the truth. You know what they say? I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is what I truly believe. This is what I truly believe. Show me a young man who is not a liberal, and I'll show you a young man who's has no heart. Show me an old man who's not a conservative, and I'll show you a fool.
I've heard something very similar. It's if you're not liberal when you're young, you have no heart, and if you're not a conservative when you're old, you're a fool, which is like the same thing. Same thing. But yeah,
yours is a little more. Yours is a little more provocative. Mine's a little more storytelling. Nice. Let's go with that one.
Hey, well, you're a better tile installer too. So.
It's all good. But I'm saying is I'm like, but there's no way I see you working as hard as you work. There's no way I see and you do these things as you do, and you can still think the way you do. It's like, because it's like, I was vegan for 6 months back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't on purpose, but I was.
What?
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm a carnivore.
I'm true and through now.
She is actually, and it's because my wife, she can't actually digest meat. There's certain meats that her stomach just can't handle. So she's always joking. She's like, we could go to like the sandwich shop, and you can essentially order the any sandwich. You take the meat and the bread, and I'm gonna take the veggies, and we can share a sandwich. We got no problem. I'm straight meat. There's barely any sides on my plate.
I'm still mostly veg, but I mean I love some salmon, and we eat a bunch of fish now.
Oh, that's good. Well, I just think when you work this hard, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. It's just when you work this hard and then you eat that, it's just like how much better you feel in your spirit and your body and soul. Like when you're at your grumpiest and you're most difficult to deal with, eat a piece of chicken. You'll feel a whole lot better about 15 minutes later.
No, I mean, I was vegan for like 10 years.
I bet.
When I
God, how do you guys
when I first decided to eat fish again, let me tell you, I didn't like fish before.
I don't think you were working as hard as you are now when you were vegan that whole time.
I don't know, probably not.
You were chilling on the couch, mofo. You were chilling.
I wasn't. See, I didn't like fish, so it wasn't like I was just missing it. I was just like kind of more interested in the diet. Let's see how it goes. Because that's how I got into vegan. I was just like, let's see how I feel. I was like 20 at the time.
I saw that video of you eating it. I remember that piece of chicken.
Yeah.
And I showed my wife. I was like, I was like, there's no way he works this hard. And I was like, I remember that was video. I was like, I bet you anything we're gonna get this guy cutting his hair and walking up straight, wearing work boots and fucking eating meat and everything.
Nah, I mean I wear work boots, and I've been thinking about cutting the hair, but
No, because you've been getting better. Because I see the like, you want more. You want to be better. You want to do this. The want. Once you want the want converts.
yeah.
That's the want. And also you see the value, but it's like when you want to take care of your family, when you want to be the provider, when you want to do the things, it's just eventually when you have the want to provide, that it just leads you down the path of, in my opinion, it's conservatism. It's like, you have to be more conserved and reserved to provide for your family, because you have to be the pillar of your family. And if you have a woman to take care of, you have a family to take care of, you want to provide. It's just, you just can't. At the end of the day, it just is what it is. We all know this.
Yeah. But to tell you the truth, that first fucking bite of fish I took after like a decade of not eating meat, my fucking head felt so warm, dude. My brain just felt like it was like, oh my God, thank you. Eat more of that shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Your brain felt warm?
Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. My brain felt warm.
Oh my God, that's awesome. My brain felt warm. Actually, you know what? When I met my wife, she was vegan as well. I converted her.
Ask her if her brain felt warm.
Maybe
she can tell you about the feeling.
No, well, actually, that makes a lot of sense. Because but one thing I can honestly say is, I don't think if I was ever, I don't think I would have ever got married unless I met my wife at work. Because I work a lot. Like I'm a provider of my fam, like the old, like that was like, if you were to just describe myself, I would say I'm a provider. That's how I was describing myself.
Yeah.
So it's like, I take care of my family. So it's like, and then when I met her, like, it was very interesting. And I remember we were sitting at dinner and we were like first dating, like the first, on day 3 of us knowing each other, she never left. I asked her to marry me after 3 months. So it was just like,
oh yeah.
I remember I gave her a garage door opener. I was still working at her house. Like, because I'm not personable. I've never done this before. I'm not that, honestly, I'm not that fucking charming. Let's be honest. Kind of dry. So it's like, yeah, it was just, I remember like we're sitting there eating, wherever. She's living with me now. And I say to her, I'm like, well, when we have children, right? You're going to have to eat meat, right? And she goes, why is that? And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure if you have a little meat in you, you're probably going to want to eat some meat. So I would just imagine that you're going to eat meat. And then she looks at me and she goes, yeah, you're probably right. And then she lifts it over my table and she grabs a piece of meat and eats it. And I was like, I'm becoming a cult eater. I can convince people of anything.
Man, I did eat a piece of turkey. A turkey, like, Slim Jim stick. It wasn't Slim Jim. It's supposed to be something good. And it tastes like a hot dog. I was like, this is disgusting. Gave it to my lady. I was like, you have it.
Oh yeah, you can't compare it to a hot dog. Jesus.
Is your lady's not she's not vegan?
No. Well, we converted back to not being vegan together.
Congratulations.
So, there you go.
Is that a baby?
What? No, that's Big Boz over there.
Yeah, big old baby Boz.
Yeah, he's baby boy Boz.
Oh, too good. Well, is there anything else you want to touch on? We're coming up on 2 hours. We're almost here, but I didn't want to to you guys. Any other topics?
Oh no, I get actually. I have not eaten in quite a few hours, and I am sure it's very late there. So I know you guys are all hardworking men. I got to be up for Jesus and the Mexicans, and I live in Southern California. There's a lot of them, so I have to hit the run.
Yeah, dude, get you some bites of chicken and
Hey,
get you some salmon, dude. Warm that brain up.
Oh yeah. Hey, wait, before you guys go, are you guys going to any of the trade shows?
Coverings?
Where you guys going? Oh, well,
Yep, we'll be a
this is what I
coverage.
heard. This is what I heard of. This is what I heard. I don't know. It's called Bath and Kitchen. I heard that that's the shit to go to, not coverings.
Okay, haven't heard of this one.
Where? When? Where?
It's in Las Vegas. I don't know. I'm gonna search it up. But also too, I'm also a part of the board of the California Board of Association of Tile. Also due to my father. Turns out he's a pretty big deal. So also we hold charity golf events too. It's going to be in a few months. We're holding a charity golf event. It's going to be at
Sweet.
5-star resorts and all that good stuff. I will send
Ooh,
you guys
man.
the info and see if you guys want to do it. And then also
Love it.
too, we're going to be holding another event at the Del Mar Race Fairs, and it's going to be pretty rad. And you guys really like it. You guys ever heard of the Del Mar races
I
in
haven't.
California? Oh, it's like a
No.
world renowned, like all like billionaires go there.
Domar.
Love it.
Yeah,
What-
Del Mar. So
what
basically,
kind-
if you guys want to
Oh.
hang out with some billionaires, hit me up. And
What kind
yeah,
All
you
right.
ever heard of
Yeah.
the day at the races? Day at the races?
No, what kind of races are we talking about here?
Horse races. I'm not talking about
Okay.
Mexico dog races.
My
I'm
man.
talking about
There you
Some
go.
cockfights?
oh no, I'm
Oh,
talking
that's
about horse
awesome.
races. I'll post it on my stories. Yeah, but follow the link also to the charity golf tournament. Basically it's if it's how it works is you have a foursome and then the best drive of your foursome counts and then whoever wins wins and then there's a $30,000 prize.
Damn. Yeah. Send us a link, man. We'll share that stuff for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I mean you can win $30,000. Honestly, I have a pro on my team, my foursome. So I welcome everyone to come join, and honestly, it's gonna be a great time. So I will share the link with you guys, and yeah, San Diego Forest Lake, the
Cool.
California San Diego Forest Association. Even if you're not in California, I recommend you just join because it's just fun. It's good shit.
Cool, man. Yeah, we'll check that
Yeah.
out. Well,
Yeah.
cool, dude. Do you got
Well,
any
that's
other
awesome.
social
Thank you,
media
buddy.
accounts or things like that you want to make people aware of? You just on Instagram?
Yeah. No, I'm just on Instagram. I don't have time for anything else. Eventually, when I have more time for that, I will do those other avenues. But I'm a player, not a coach at the moment, and eventually I will become the coach.
Right on. Website, scshowerpro.com.
Yes, sir. All right, big dog. I'll talk to you later, Kyle. And over and out. I'll see you on the flip side.
Have a good night, bro.
All right, you bet.
Later. Skyline. It's just me now. If anyone's still watching, you're the shit. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll see you next week with Danny Thinsaid. Yeah. Peace.